Well, good day, everybody. It's nice to see you all again, and hopefully, thus far in the podcasts that we've done, you've found some interest in some subjects that have helped you in your business, if indeed you are a small business person or a privately held business owner. We're very fortunate today to have Jill Kaufman with us, and Jill's going to explain to you what she does at the Small Business Development Center in Orlando. So, but first of all, Jill, well, first of all, welcome and thank you.
Thank you.
Just give us a little background on yourself and how you got to where you are today.
Awesome. Yes, well, delighted to be here with you today, Shaun. Thank you for having me. Yes, so, well, I am currently an associate director at the SBDC at UCF, and this March will actually mark 20 years that I'm with the organization.
Okay.
But my background, actually, I come from a very entrepreneurial family. I grew up down in South Florida, and actually the day after I graduated from high school, my family moved down to the British Virgin Islands, where the family had just purchased a small hotel. And so I had the wonderful experience of living there and running the business for over a decade.
A decade, really?
Yes.
As long as that? Oh,
Yes,
I
yes.
knew of that, but I didn't know it was as long as a decade.
It was, yeah, longer. That was just, the longest stretch that I was there. But I went up to Middletown, Connecticut in the cold of winter, and began a degree in anthropology. Very interesting. And then I went back to work with the family in the inn, and did that until I moved to New York City, and worked in PR and communications for an Israeli university. And actually, then I went back and did another stint at the hotel. And then finally, my daughter was getting older, and we decided it would be best to move back to the U.S.
Okay.
And so landed here in Central Florida, and joined the SBDC as a business consultant, and very quickly I became program manager for the Advisory Board Council.
Oh, right.
And fell in love with the organization and the program, and getting to work with our small business owners. And so, hard to believe, but it will be 20 years.
Oh, well, congratulations on
Thank
that.
you.
Congratulations. Of course, yeah, I knew you were ran a hotel in. Wait a minute. It wasn't Tortola. It was it? No, it was the other one.
Virgin Gorda.
Virgin Gorda.
Yes.
Virgin Gorda, of course. I couldn't remember. Good. Well, excellent. We'll talk about how you and I came to meet all the years ago that it was. But first of all, maybe you could tell us about the SBDC, what it is, how it works, and how it helps business owners.
Certainly. So the SBDC is a technical service provider of the Small Business Administration, and we are their boots on the ground, working directly with the small business owners. We provide 4 main services.
Okay.
Which are business consulting, so we can either have a one-time engagement or an engagement lasting many years with a business owner, helping them increase their sales, reduce costs, analyze their books, win government contracts, export, increase just improve the efficiency of their organization.
Right.
Yeah, maybe I should.
Yeah. No, that's fine. So it's many faceted, many headed.
Yes.
Yeah.
So in addition to the business consulting, we have a robust training calendar. We have a variety of special programs, And so that includes the Advisory Board Council. And then we also have a strong market research capability.
Yeah, it's amazing. So I've been. Well, so I'll tell you my story. So I've been here. Next week, it's 22 years I've been a business broker, and probably one of the very first things I did was to come down to the SBDC, and I thought to myself, wow, this is the crossroads of small business in Orlando. So, get yourself down there and attend whatever needs to be, whatever presentations are being made, or whatever functions are there, and you'll meet people. And I did. And I met a number of people, people there. And in fact, one I'll maybe jumping a bit here, but one particular guy I met there, he was chatting, and he said, have you ever thought about? Well, I'm jumping here, but because we'll come back to the ABC and what it really is. He said, you should be on the ABC. I'll introduce you to Jill. And there we are. And that was 2009, wasn't it, when we first met? And,
yes.
I joined the ABC. But I used to go to all kinds of presentations. A lot of them now are here we are. We've moved on 22 years. Webinar, a lot more webinars, but there's lots and SCORE as well. So SCORE's down there as well,
yes.
Isn't it? And physically located there.
That's right.
Okay.
Yes, we have a whole hub of entrepreneurial support organizations at the National Entrepreneur Center.
So if you were a privately held business owner, or indeed, put the other hat on as somebody who's considering becoming why wouldn't you be down there and taking advantage of all of those services, which I think, generally speaking, are free? Is that without cost? Is that a better way of putting it?
No cost.
No cost. No cost. No cost. Why wouldn't you? Yeah. So anybody who's listening, get yourself down there. There's some very talented people. Oh, by the way, so within SCORE, how many advisors do you have? What's the phrase? Is advisors the right term? Is
consultants within the SBDC.
With it, yes. How many do you have?
Right. So we have a team of 30 staff members spread throughout the 8 counties that we serve in Central Florida.
Okay.
So with a wide variety of areas of expertise, CPAs, CFOs, marketing, business development, HR, government contracting, exporting, just a wide variety, all relevant to small business owners and with lots of experience.
Yeah, I'll just tell, because I don't get involved in the government contracting is not something for me. But when I get I get an email. If you don't want to do anything else, get the email. So you would how would you get the is it SBDC email or NEC email?
SBDC at UCF. Yes, we have a newsletter, e-blast that comes out every week with information about the upcoming events and trainings and highlighting different services that we offer. I would say that's definitely our main challenge is we're still one of those best kept secrets. And so, I appreciate the opportunity to spread some light on it.
Really is. So how would somebody get on the, what's the website? It's
SBDCorlando.com.
SBDCorlando.com. Just get on there, and then you can sign up for the email blast.
Register for that. They can also put in a request for consulting. They can register for the training and see all of the different programs and services we offer.
Okay, so I just touched on when I get that email, there always seems to be a lot of working with government programs coming up. Is that something that you guys particularly specialize in?
Yes, it's definitely a focus. We have our sister organization, which is the Apex Accelerator, that's funded through the Department of Defense and designed to help small businesses do business with the government.
Okay.
So definitely that's a whole world of knowledge to acquire for a small business owner looking to enter that market, and they are well advised to to utilize those services.
Whenever
and
I see it, I
trainings.
think if I was, that's what I was doing, I'd be straight there. Of course, we have our fire every time we have a fire engine. Every time they wait till it's about now. It's about about 10, 15 minutes in the fire engine goes by. But in particular now we want to talk about the advisory board council. Tell us, if you would, a little bit about the purpose for it and how it operates. That's how you and I came to know each other all those years ago. So give us a little thumbnail on what the ABC does, please.
Sure. So the Advisory Board Council is an economic development program that the SBDC at UCF developed back in 2003 with the support of Orange County government. Actually, it was after the dot-com bubble had burst and the county was looking for ways to better support the small business community and came to the SBDC, and some focus groups were held, and this idea was floated that it could be really beneficial to small business owners if advisory boards could be formed to work with the business. And so the program began, and 23 years later, here we are, lots of success stories. And basically what we do is we do a needs assessment of a business and then handpick a team of volunteer board members, we call them volunteer advisors, to work with the business and help them lay out their strategy, address challenges, take advantage of opportunities, and really spur their growth by giving them access to resources that either many of them couldn't afford or wouldn't know how to access. So we put it together for them and help coordinate their quarterly board meetings during their 18-month term in the program. So it's quite a large operation. We have nearly 300 volunteer advisors in our network, which are just a wonderful asset that we've been able to cultivate with so much community support. And at any given time, we may be working with 25 to 30 business owners.
25 to 30. So at any one time, you might have 25 to 30
That's right.
advisory boards rolling around.
Yes.
And you tend to sit in most of those meetings.
Yes,
certainly in my
yes.
experience.
It's a lot of balls in the air,
I'll
definitely.
bet. My goodness me. And what's the requirements of a business in order that it could qualify for an ABC? What do they have to? Is it by county or is it by size or?
Right, and so we are exclusively serving Orange County businesses.
Okay.
We are really grateful for their partnership all of these years with their continuous funding. And so in order to apply, a business must have a location in Orange County. They need to be past the startup phase and have at least 2 years of operating experience, at least 2 years in business, at least $500,000 in revenue. Most of the companies we serve tend to be in the $1 to $5 million range, although we have served companies at $20 million in revenue. We can serve them as long as they're still identified as small by the SBA. And then they need to have at least 5 employees. So we're looking for businesses with a certain level of infrastructure that they can really take advantage of the recommendations of the board and implement them. And then we're looking for business owners who are who have a goal of growth, who are looking to expand their organization, business owners who are coachable and open to critical thinking about their business and making changes. So that's kind of the recipe for success that we've found.
But presumably some people come to you and they've got problems. They can't get staff, or the quality of staff is not good enough. Financial issues, operational issues. So sometimes, presumably, people come and say, "Hey, I need help here," versus, I'm looking, I've got from A to B to C. Now I want to go on from that. So I guess you've got two sides of the coin there.
That's right, and usually it's a combination of both. They have some challenges, and then they have their goals, and so we work with them on both. The Advisory Board Council is a holistic program, so we're going to look at all aspects of their business with them. The board will be in place working with them for 18 months, so it really gives a nice long period of time for the business owner to address those challenges and put in place the systems and the processes to help make the business more scalable for growth. And then we work with them on their strategic planning, where they would like to take the business, and have them map out that action plan for how they're going to get there.
Yeah, I think for my own part, I think you were saying earlier, which I hadn't realized, I've been on 13 different advisory boards, which is great. I mean, and I enjoy. I mean, there's some are more of a success story than others, but we're there to we're there to help. We're there to, in my opinion, we're there to tell the truth, and sometimes truth hurts, but that's my opinion. If I were giving advice to anybody who's thinking of applying to you for ABC, you've got to understand that the board there, the individuals, we talk about the individuals saying, are there to advise, recommend, but not to do, unless indeed, and I've been asked to come and have a word and look at this, look at that, fine, but that's really not it. It's enabling, I think, or putting the wisdom in. This is what you should be doing. And so my opinion is, if you're going to do it, you're going to know that it's adding to your job, really, because there'll be some tasks that are put you. Would that be
That
fair?
is right, and that is definitely the other thing that a business owner must take into consideration is if they have the time and the headspace to really to think more strategically about their business and to enlist this type of support. So you're right. A business owner, if they're too busy putting out those day-to-day fires, then it might not be the right time for them to participate. But if they have a bit of time and some support to think more strategically about their business, we can certainly help them make a lot of progress. And you're absolutely right. The advisor's role isn't to sugarcoat things. It's to give the benefit of their wisdom, which sometimes that can be a bit challenging for a business owner to hear. But I do feel we would be doing a disservice to them if not. So basically, the business owner is going to lay out their business to the board, warts and all, and get that advice and critical feedback that can really be necessary to take the business to the next level.
Yeah, I remember the one within the last few years where I felt I was the Grinch every time we got into a meeting. But that's it, that's how it happens sometimes. No, but so the advisors, so I think what you do is you do this great thing of putting square pegs in square holes for the advisors, and you must have a Rolodex. You must have a Rolodex second to none, because you seem to be able to bring phenomenally experienced and talented people, and me, to the boards. Amazing people. It's fantastic. How do you get those people? How do they come to you?
I appreciate that, and certainly, forming the boards is a bit of an art and a science, but certainly the job is made much easier by the wonderful pool of talented professionals that we have volunteering to support the program. And definitely we're aided by the number of years the program has been in existence, and you are not the only volunteer advisor who has served on multiple boards over the years. And I think it's a wonderful way for professionals and business owners to give back to the community. It's not overly time consuming. Our typical expectation is about 8 hours a quarter for the volunteer advisors. So most people are able to easily fit that in with their other commitments. And you can really make a difference in the lives of the business owners that we're supporting and of our community, and building the economic growth here in the region, and supporting small businesses.
Yeah, it's great. Now I'm gonna show off here. Actually, I'm gonna brag here. Let me it's not too dusty. This sits on my wall. This sits on the wall of my office normally. So for those of you who are on audio, I'm holding up the Regional Volunteer of the Year Award, presented to Shaun Thornton, May, believe it or not, 2016, 10 years ago. There it is for those of you who are on video. And Jill was kind enough to put my name forward for that award, and let me tell you, I am very, very proud of it indeed, and it's fun. Oh, by the way, it's fun. Oh, by the way, it's fun. It really is. I thoroughly enjoy it. We usually have a few chuckles around the table, unless things are really going badly for the business. But generally speaking, so we just finished one recently, and it was just a most marvelous experience for me. Great people, great advisors, super owners of the business, marvelous people. And some years ago, I've had, I would say there's 2 or 3 that really stand out for me, and I know you know exactly who I'm talking about. They're just great people. And when they've completed, and they actually get a sign off and a certificate, I think, is that right? Or?
No, we don't actually do that, but they, quote unquote, graduate from the program. Yes. That's right. Yeah. And usually it's more of a special board meeting, that last meeting where we review with them the progress that the company has made with the support of the board. And so the great thing is then the business owner can continue to get support both from the SBDC, and then they've built these usually wonderful relationships with their board members, and of course that doesn't end. And so the business owners are building this network that they can continue to draw upon and get advice from.
Absolutely, yes. Only too pleased to do that personally, and I'm sure many of I think the point you made a moment ago was about giving back, and certainly I feel that, but when some of the advisors, you think, wow, and of course also I think some of your colleagues sit on the board, as not always, but sometimes sit on the board as well.
Right, that's right. So we do put an SBDC business consultant on each board as well. So that can be myself or one of my colleagues, and so or both of us together to provide additional support to the client and help shepherd them through this process and provide more resources.
And then after they've done, obviously they get the contact still. But is there anything official that happens after they've completed, or that's it, or do they get a regional? Are they regional or some award or something? I don't know actually.
Right. Well, one of the great things that has come out of our program is we have had lots of award winners. We do nominate business owners for numerous SBA awards. And so actually in 2024, a client who had been through the Advisory Board Council program, Yanette Herrero with King's Service Solutions. Okay. She was State of Florida Small Business Person of the Year and a national finalist, actually. Let's see, the year before we had actually one of the boards that you served on, Tanya Oxford with global technology integrators. She was named Woman Business Owner of the Year, also for the state of Florida.
Okay.
So definitely lots of our clients have been recognized for their growth and achievement, and it's very gratifying to see.
We had one particular board during COVID, didn't we? And it was a webinar, and I have to say I love the people. They were great people, and they were very successful, of course, at the end of it. I'm talking about, but I just couldn't get into the webinar. I mean, webinars are
The
great.
virtual,
But
yeah.
the virtual, I mean, I just couldn't get into, because it's a discussion around a table, and then you just make your point, and then you stand back and make your point and stand back. But doing it webinar, I just couldn't get into it at all. But they were great people, and they were very, very successful.
Yes.
If you can remember the people I'm talking about, that worked out very, very well for them.
Certainly, and I agree with you. After during COVID, we operated fully virtually, and then after COVID, most of the boards chose to go back to the in-person format.
Absolutely.
And nothing really replaces that face-to-face. But yes, actually, that board that you're alluding to, we did a big success story on them. That was Nightlight Urgent Care, a chain of pediatric urgent care centers that we supported, one of the largest engagements we had. And one of their goals, as you knew, was their exit strategy. And they were able to, we had a wonderful result come out of it. They were able to successfully sell the business to a publicly traded corporation.
Right.
So that was quite exciting.
Yeah, it was good for them. Yeah, that's right. So that was a success story indeed. That wasn't it tremendous. Okay, well, so there we are. We've talked about the SBDC. We've talked about the ABC. Just so we understand, I think the guy who used to run the National Entrepreneur Center, he called himself the landlord. So you sort of sit within the national, not that you're sort of part of the national, but you sit within the NEC physically. Is that right?
Right. We're a tenant at the National Entrepreneur Center.
Right.
The SBDC is definitely one of the larger ones there, and so that's an umbrella organization.
So the physical location.
That's right. Within the National Entrepreneur Center.
Yeah. Okay, good. Well, I think I've sort of run out of questions. Any thoughts? Any final thoughts?
Well, thank you for giving me the opportunity to talk about the Advisory Board Council. Definitely, it's a labor of love for me, and I'm really proud of the impact that we've been able to achieve for the program here in Central Florida. And thanks to the wonderful partnership we have with Orange County government. And of course, our goal with the program is really to build sustainable revenue and employee growth and contribute to the economic growth of the region. And so with the services that we provide, it's really just a wonderful opportunity for business owners to get a higher level of support than they might normally be able to access. And so with the advisory board format, as you were alluding to, I'm able to place, usually I put 4 to 5 advisors on a board, and then we have the SBDC personnel. So the business owner really gets a well-rounded team of mentors to help them strategize and address challenges and reach that next level of growth.
Yeah. So anybody who needs it, Jill's your lady. I can tell you, she will help you tremendously.
Thank you. And let me also add that actually we have a virtual information session coming up next month. February 5th. It'll be at 10 a.m. And it's an opportunity for small business owners to learn about the program. I'll be speaking further, and I'll have one of our graduated clients who went through the program, Adrian Little of JE Technologies. They're an aerospace manufacturer, an engineering company based out in Apopka, and he'll be speaking about their experience and what they've gotten out of it. And so business owners will be able to hear it directly from another business owner on the opportunity.
Am I going to get an invite to that?
You certainly will.
All right. Okay. I'd love to be there. That would be great. That would be.
And so people can just go to our website at SBDC Orlando, and they'll see the link in order to register.
All right. That's terrific. Well, I don't have an advisory board at the moment, Jill. Here we are. We're racing into the new year, and I don't have an advisory board, so I'm awaiting your email.
Okay, we're here for you. Definitely.
All right, that's marvelous. Thanks very much.
Thank
Really
you for having me. I appreciate the opportunity.
Thanks for joining me today. Really appreciate it.
Thank you, Shaun.
Thanks.